Awesome. I'm so glad we got to this point.
Hey.
We've worked really hard, guys. I mean, we've done a lot of work to get to this point. I mean, we hope this is very successful for you as well.
No doubt. Hey, so what you're talking about is the Late and Lit podcast with Teja and Stan B, Stay Tight Record Zone CEO. You already know what it is.
I'm so glad you can actually say my name right.
It ain't hard. I mean, if somebody tell you their name, the least you can do is remember it.
I mean, you have no idea. It's 4 letters, guys. 4.
Teja.
You know, like bro man on the 5th floor.
Bro man. It's bruh man.
Okay, well, I thought it was bro man.
Bruh man.
That's how I heard it.
Can't take the hood out of it.
That's how I heard it.
Bruh man. 5th floor.
5th floor. Or you just like do the, what is that, like the Star Trek? Is that right?
You're a Vulcan?
What?
You're a Vulcan or something?
No.
The Vulcan, you gonna put the Vulcan death grip on?
Oh, no. What? I mean, just, you know, look, guys, I'm all like cheating and stuff. I'm holding this, too.
Hey, Late and Lit, obviously, Late and Lit podcast, we're gonna talk about a lot of different things, variety of different topics, everything from Teja's favorite topic.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Sex, okay, guys? So, look, I'm all getting excited, right? You can just like feel my like blood rushing up here. I'm all like, ah. Okay, guys, so sex, we're gonna do it safely, we're gonna do it adventurously, and we're gonna do it in a way that you're gonna be like, wow, I didn't know that. I didn't get to engage in something like that, or I need to try that.
So you basically gonna be like the new Dr. Ruth.
Yes. Oh my God.
The hip hop Dr. Ruth.
I miss her. You know, she would go live at nighttime, and then you have that call-in line.
Oh, so you okay?
Yeah.
Well, now that we know you watched it. So besides sex, what's the different topic that you want to cover on Late and Lit for the people?
Drug dealers.
Drug dealers. Wow.
Yeah.
Sex and drug dealers.
Yeah. I mean, we got other topics to discuss too, but I'm just kind of bringing out, like, you know, the important ones.
I'm going to want to talk a little bit about what's going on, you know.
In the world?
In the world,
Got it.
especially hip-hop culture.
Okay,
Big hip-hop dude. You know, I love hip-hop.
I love it when you call me Big Papa.
Okay, I love current hip-hop too. But we're going to talk hip-hop, we're going to talk current affairs, what's going on in black culture, because I feel like black culture really sets a precedent for every other culture. Like
There's been a lot happening.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, this generation going forward, we need to be more, I feel, educated and more aware before certain situations occur.
What you mean?
Definitely being more aware of like your surroundings, the people that you're around. You know, having an avenue of something that you don't want to engage in, but, you know, kind of like myself, you want to engage in it. So, but definitely thinking about your outcome, the consequences of your action, you know, is definitely important.
Time back to the drug dealers.
I'm like, okay, I love drug dealers. Let's just put it out there. Love them.
And that's what's going to get you in trouble.
Yes. Well, I've been in the criminal justice system. Literally, I've worked in this system for about 15 years.
Wow.
Literally. I'm pretty much addicted to it. But everyone knows that I love my criminals, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me, I did hip hop music for a while. I was in a group, Ammunition, Stay Tight Records. Google me. Did that for a while, got out of that.
I was a groupie. I was like 13, okay?
Don't make me sound old.
You're not. I mean,
Don't make
like,
me
you
sound
know,
old.
still like.
See, here we go.
Look.
Traveled, you know, opened for a lot of, you know, big name people, had a lot of fun. Moved on from that, worked with kids for a long time. You know, got a nonprofit where we try to, you know, keep kids out of trouble, keep kids from making the same mistakes that me and my partners made. Correct. Coming up. You know, my community matters a lot to me.
Absolutely.
You know, and so that's some of the things that I'm gonna want to talk about. You know, just how black men can help. You know, steer our communities in a positive direction and be better fathers to our kids.
Definitely protecting each other too. Like you said, community. I mean, coming together as a community as a whole, you know, such as using that as an avenue,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
It's very important to know that you have peers around you that are supportive, you know, and recognize maybe the dangers of being a black male in this society today.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Another thing I want to, you know, touch on is, you know, especially on this podcast, is taking advantage of certain opportunities when they present themselves. You
Absolutely.
know, a lot of people, you know, we miss out on opportunities that could change our lives, you know, because sometimes we're afraid to take a risk, or you know, you might have heard something about somebody and you're scared to work with them, or you know, whatever it is, you know, stepping out your comfort zone a little bit and you know, doing something different, you know, sometimes open up doors that you didn't even, you know that you wanted to walk through, you know.
Absolutely.
So you know, and just, you know, just trying to motivate the hood, you know.
Motivate the hood. I mean, in the morning.
And get lit too, though, at the same time, because we late and we lit. And you know, I ain't no preacher or nothing. You know, if I was a preacher, I'd have some yak, you know, behind the, you know, the pulpit.
So you kind of remind me a little bit, you know, Boys in the Hood, Lawrence Fishburne, the dad. You know how he was always trying to, you know, prevent his
real
son.
nigga alert.
Yes, prevent his son, you know, from going down the avenue, and he was always trying to educate the hood when he could.
Yeah.
You know, so that's who you remind me of.
Yeah. Well, I'd made my mistakes. You know, might as well, you know, try to.
Absolutely.
You know, teach people, you know,
I learned
to
the
learn
hard
from
way.
mine. Yeah.
You know,
You keep messing with them drug dealers and loving them, you're going to learn the hard way again. You can believe that.
so speaking of, you know, just having an interest, I want us to also talk about when it comes to our community, law enforcement, you know, because that obviously is an outstander in our community today. You know, how we are viewing them now versus how we view them in the past. I mean, is it the same? Has there been any change of view?
Yeah.
You know?
Work got to be done.
Yes.
You know, and I'm just not talking about on the law enforcement side. Like, work has to be done on both sides.
Yes.
You know, the relationship has obviously been strained.
Correct.
You know, so both sides have to work to repair it. You know, people who we respect in our community have to be in the forefront of the movement.
Being a
you
good
know,
leader.
the people that the kids look up to.
Right.
I'm not talking about the people that the adults think should be in the room. You know, I'm talking about the kids who are, you know, 13 to 21, 22. Who do they respect? That's who should be in the room, because that's who, right? That's who they look up to. That's who influences them.
Yeah.
You know, and they have to be a part of that change. So, you know, where in my community, you know, my son is actually a big part of that push,
I
you know,
see
trying
that.
to,
He's
trying
been doing big props to you, Binko. He's been doing amazing. You know, he's been putting himself out there positively in the community.
Trying to bridge the gap between
with juveniles as well.
Right.
You know?
Juvenile justice reform is where it starts.
It's
because if you keep the kids from growing up thinking criminally, then you don't have older criminals.
Correct. And that's what I'm in right now. I work for criminal defense. We see that all the time. You know, sometimes the most popular time to commit a crime is on the weekends. And why is that?
Yeah.
You know, is it because you're not at work and so you have that availability to, you know, have a risk, take a challenge, and somehow it leads into something else, you know, such as going to a bar, getting drunk, and all of a sudden you're in a bar fight, you know, then all of a sudden here comes the police and stuff. But what I want to also, you know, put in as a thought in everyone's head is there's not always bad police. Not everyone that is on the task force has a bad intention. Now, I believe there are some. I believe there are some that are correct.
Right.
I believe there are some that use that badge as masculinity. See, I can't even get that out because my tongue is pierced. But use that as like a male, like
demasculating men, especially black men.
Yes, and sometimes making, you know, the department look bad. You know, of course, making themselves look bad because they took that order to protect the community, protect, you know, the system.
Everybody.
Yep.
Everybody in the community.
Yes.
Not just certain demographics.
Yeah, but I will tell you, there are some really fine law enforcement officers. Like, oh.
Yeah, but I agree with you 100%. Like,
they're fine?
No. Well, sure. There's some fine women, female.
Men.
Well, I mean, teachers are. But when I say fine, I mean upstanding.
Correct.
Treat people fairly.
Model citizens.
Right. You know, respect the oath that they took. You know, that's the type that I like to engage with if I'm ever pulled over. I don't want to get pulled over, but if I do, that's the type I would like to engage with. It's just unfortunate that that's not the experiences that I had. Most of my experiences been negative, you know. But that's why we're working to change that. Because I don't, you know, I'm 39. I don't want a 19-year-old having the same experiences at 19 that I had.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why the work in the community is going to be so important in making sure that the right people are in the forefront of those movements. You know, so like I said, in our community, we've had bowling events with law enforcement. You know, where police officers come out and bowl with the kids. Mm-hmm. We've had 3-on-3 basketball tournaments with law enforcement. Popular. Yeah, we've had 5-on-5 tournaments. You know, we've had all types of different events, just trying to make it so that back when I was a kid, mm-hmm. like there was officers like I knew a brother. I ain't gonna say no names, but if he caught us doing something, like the first time he caught us doing something, like he took us to the crib and tried to talk to my mom. You know what I'm saying? It was like, hey, we got these little motherfuckers out, you know what I'm saying, doing A, B, C, and D.
He didn't want you to get in trouble.
Right. Or if we got in a fight at school, we went and talked to the principal.
Yeah.
And then our parents came in. Our parents hashed it out with us. You know, we might have got whooped in the principal's office by our parent.
I never did.
And they sent us on out. You know what I'm saying? Now
I never got whooped. Okay.
Now you get a ticket when you fight in school, and now you're in the system. Yeah. Okay, cool on the suspension because you fight in school. Cool on that. But should you be ticketed for getting to a fight at school if nobody truly got injured?
I mean, if you're getting into a fight, are you talking about verbally or are you talking about physically? Verbal to lead up to physical? Physically
at school. I don't think if it's a physical fight at school and nobody ultimately got hurt, like where ambulance had to come or something, you know, something like that.
Okay.
It's just an old school fight. Dude talking shit. He was messing with me too much. I bust him up. The bully got beat up. It is go to the principal's office. 5-day suspension.
I gotta challenge you to that because it shouldn't matter. Okay, if I'm a juvenile and I'm in school and I sit here and beat your ass, okay, now that's an assault and battery. You know, I'm sitting here verbally. Of course, some words are gonna be exchanged. You know, before I beat your ass.
Sure.
You know, so therefore you are committing a crime. You know, by if I'm putting my hands on you, you know, that's me engaging physically. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that ticket matches up with the crime. That's what people don't understand is you want to commit a crime, but then you sometimes want to challenge the consequence that is already set up for that crime.
Right. So we gonna hold the kid accountable and ticket the kid, but who's gonna hold the administration and the teachers accountable?
Right.
Because while these kids are arguing, who stepped in? Most fights in school, it's a build up. Kids argue for at least 45 seconds before the fight happens.
Yeah.
So in that 45 seconds, where's the teachers at? But so because hold on.
Some of that happens in the bathroom though, or the locker room. Where
so who supervises the bathroom?
You have to supervise the bathroom.
I actually worked as a school resource officer, where not a school resource officer, a school campus security.
Got it.
At a school. And our job was to go in and monitor the bathrooms.
But not everyone is going to do that.
And there were 6 of us, but that's your job. That's in your description of what you're supposed to do.
Okay.
So because that guy doesn't do his job or that woman doesn't do her job, we're going to hold the kid accountable and ticket the kid.
Right.
But the school, what happens to the school? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So let's hold the school more accountable.
Correct.
And let's teach kids how to problem solve.
Correct.
And let's not teach them how to go to court and defend themselves or, you know, charge somebody with a charge of assault when they might have instigated it. Like that might be a life learning lesson. That's not a court judicial system lesson.
Right.
And now this kid who's 14 and a freshman in high school has this, you know, now stigma attached to him. Number one, he fought in school, so all the teachers look at him like a thug, a violent thug now. You know, so that's punishment.
It's like creating that image because it's like, okay, you're in school, you're supposed to be here to learn, you're supposed to be here to open those books.
Right.
Why are you fighting?
Right.
You know, but sometimes.
And what about redemption?
Shit happens.
What about redemption?
You know.
You know, you should be able to redeem yourself.
True.
And if you get, let's say this kid, they're best friends. And they get into an argument over a basketball game. They're playing basketball on the court, and they get into a fight. You know what I'm saying? One kid gets mad and hit each other.
That
boom.
comes with it, you know.
They're friends.
The territory.
They're gonna leave best friends. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Any other day, but a teacher saw it, and a teacher sent them to the office. Now they both have an assault ticket, but they're best friends, and this happens all the time.
Yeah.
So now they have an assault ticket. They go and you can get diversion for your first time that you get in trouble, you know, as a juvenile.
I mean, there's an option of getting in school or out school suspension, you know.
Not with law enforcement. That's separate from law enforcement.
Of course.
Right, I'm talking law enforcement.
Oh, okay.
So now, because you fought your best friend, you know, one punch, and a teacher saw it, now you have to go to and do diversion. And that wastes your diversion.
Correct.
You know, on something stupid with your friend.
Juvenile record.
Right.
You know.
But they say if you do diversion, it'll expunge it from your record totally. But if it's something dumb that you really shouldn't have been ticketed for, it wastes that. So now let's say you go to the swimming pool and you steal a bike.
Yeah, but
now
also,
you're on probation until you're 18 years old.
They're also trying to show you, like, this is what's going to happen. Not sometimes there's an if this is going to happen or this is what's going to happen. You know, if I'm sitting here having a fight at school, I need to understand going forward that that's not okay. That's not going to result in something positive for me. You know, and obviously there's a consequence that's going to follow behind that.
5-day suspension.
You know, so I feel like...
Or even expel them and send them to another school. But not law enforcement on a first-time offender.
Within the juvenile, which is providing resources, providing services, having, like you said, a mentor, someone stable in their lives, you know, big brother, big sister, would also kind of just paint this, you know, avenue of going forward, growing up to be an adult. You know, I remember when I was a juvenile, I did this, this, and this, and that was a punishment. I don't want to end up like that. You know, sometimes that juvenile will have family members or friends that unfortunately are in the jail system. And either they'll...
Especially if you're a minority.
Either they're not want to be like that person, or they fall in those footsteps. You know, and that's unfortunately sad within the juvenile system, you know.
And that's what we got to work to correct. And that's what I'm talking about the school thing.
And prevention from
because
being
that's how
charged.
it starts.
Yes. Prevention from being charged as an adult as well. You know, there are certain crimes that juveniles will commit that they are deemed punishment as an adult. Instead of working with them through the juvenile system, rehabilitation and providing services to prevent going into the adult system. You know? So prevention
has to be first.
Okay.
You have to keep teenagers and young kids. Yes, prevention and support. Because you have to keep them engaged in something. Outside their house. Because kids want to get outside the house. We have to keep them engaged. So
well, nowadays it's video games, you know. My kids are just...
Yeah, and as much as I hate...
So, explain to me how you came up with the idiot box.
The idiot box. Well, first of all, idiot box, my grandma used to say that, you know, like the TV was the idiot box. Get out in front of that idiot box. It just makes you stupid, you know. But we gonna use the idiot box for stupid people doing stupid shit.
Got it.
You know, so every show we gonna have somebody that we gonna put in the idiot box.
Okay. Ooh, I can't wait. We can't use our own friends, right?
That's your business. That's your business. If you want to do that, you do that. But every week, people can look forward to hearing about the idiot box and who's in the idiot box. So I don't think that's going to be hard to find somebody to put in there.
What about tips? Like tips for the day, and I have a really good example. Okay.
Okay.
Hear me out. So you know how people be like, you know, like
Tisha's tips. Tisha's tips. Dun, 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 dun.
I was told not to listen to me with my ideas. So my friends are like, they don't trust me and I'm too little challenging and risk taking. So anyways, guys, listen to me, okay? Listen real clearly, okay? So you guys know how you use the word period so much. Like, yeah, you know, so I was trying to let him know, period, okay, girl? Because, you know, I ain't finna do that, you know, period. So I came up with a new tip for the day, okay? So kind of use this throughout your week, your day, your month. We're going to use an exclamation point. Exclamation point, girl, look, okay? I was doing this and this and this instead of, girl, period. Like, I came up with that.
Give me an example on that.
Okay,
we was in the club, exclamation point.
Yeah, we was in the club. Explanation point. So you're still not doing over there? Explanation point, girl. Because you know what? It was popping.
You know what?
Explanation.
That's not gonna work.
Why?
Cause
it needs to be something new.
If people in the club and they've been drinking, it's gonna be hard. They're gonna be like, you know what I'm talking about.
Escalate.
Escalation. And things gonna escalate because somebody gonna call them out.
Explanation to
yeah,
escalate.
It's gonna be an explanation on how things escalated because of an exclamation.
Whatever. That's an example. That's what I'm talking about. You said no already. That's your live a boring life. Use explanation, and then you could be using this. You know.
Yeah.
You know how like
we was in the club lit explanation. See, ain't gonna work. Nice try though. Teasia's tips, episode 1, didn't work.
You gotta try it first. Like when we leave here, please use it. Like use it at work.
I'll try it out.
Seriously, and then I want you to text me, let me know how it goes.
Okay.
Whether it's a good or bad, or you got fired experience.
Could be. I don't get fired though. Also, text line.
Yes.
So we're gonna have a line. Teasia will give you the number in a second.
Yay.
But where you can reach out, shoot a text, ask questions. Anything you want to know. I'll answer some of it. She might answer all your questions. She's open. Like she's open to answer all your questions.
All the way.
Me,
I don't hide nothing. Okay.
No, I'll answer some of them, and make sure your questions is well thought out questions. I don't want no dumb questions. If they dumb questions,
don't ask me out on a date.
Ripping it up. Throwing it away. Don't ask her on a date unless you're a drug dealer.
I mean, yes.
And you should have charges pending.
No misdemeanors. Do not waste my time. It has to be felonies. Oh, and then I have.
And you should be preferably out on bail. Currently.
No. Parole.
Late and lit. It's going down.